yawning.
I want to watch the news.
Are you making headway at least?
This is the news.
Oh my God, it's time for the only news that matters. And with Alex Van Halen's book coming out next week, you're going to get some Alex Van Halen news that matters, because boy, does this one matter. This one matters the most to me now. Alex Van Halen suggested that Sammy Hagar Belcher was not doing Van Halen justice with his latest tour, adding that the magic of Van Halen was in the first years with David Lee Roth. Marketed as a retrospective of Sammy Hagar Belcher's career, the Best of Both Worlds tour also featured Hagar's longtime collaborator Joe Satriani on guitar, Jason Bonham on drums, and Michael Anthony on bass. Dedicated a significant portion to each show to Van Halen, really mostly Vangina, material. Both of the classic and the Vangina variety. As such, the Red Rockers traveling party grew accepted among fans as the unofficial Vangina tribute, especially after the public got to hear so much about Alex Van Halen's ill-fated tribute to the band's brothers and bandmates Eddie. Both Hagar and Anthony have said several times in the past they reached out to the drummer to get him on board, at least for a couple of guest appearances. However, they said that the calls were unanswered because, come on, let's face it, I suck, and so does my wife, Michael Anthony Belcher. We suck. I mean, come on. Sammy Hagar Belcher continues. Go back to my very beginning. Listen to my first album, Montrose. That album kicks ass. But I'm singing on it and I got a horrible voice. My voice ruins that first Montrose album. And I suck, says Sammy Belcher Hagar. Alright, yeah, I have to put this in. Sammy Belcher Hagar never said that. I made that up. I have to bring that up because if I don't, some people will be saying I'm doing fake news. Because people are stupid. They don't know sarcasm, man. So I'm putting this part in the only news that matters for you very stupid people out there. Alright. In a new interview with Billboard, Alex Van Halen, who is promoting his upcoming memoir, Brothers, had this to say about Sammy Belcher Hagar's tour. He said, "I'm not interested. They're not doing the band justice. They can do what they want to do. That's not my business. What happened after Dave left is not the same band. I'm not saying it was better or worse or any of that. But the magic was in the first years, when we didn't know what we were doing, when we were willing to try anything." The drummer also told Billboard that he had no intentions of retiring from making music, despite claims to the contrary that have been circulating recently by guess who? Sammy Hagar Belcher and his wife Michael Anthony Belcher. Alright? So, yeah. The fact is that the drummer said, "I'm not quitting." I don't know where that came from. I'll die with sticks in my hand. Alex wouldn't mention Sammy Belcher Hagar by name in a recent Rolling Stone interview, but had a similar thing to say about the Vangina era. He said, man, this is the greatest quote right here. "I want Sammy Belcher to respond to this when Alex Van Halen said, the heart and soul and the creativity and the magic was David Lee Roth, Edward Van Halen, Michael Anthony, and me. We had a lot of other singers over the years. Now that I did not make up. No, I didn't make that up. That's what Alex Van Halen said. And I love repeating that over and over again. You know, a month ago, Sammy Hagar Belcher said that his compadres have been performing Vangina on the road because no one else will ever do it. All right, look, before I stop reading, all right, is this really a Van Halen tribute, a Vangina tribute, when you throw in Sammy Hagar songs? Give me a break. Hey, if Alex had that tribute tour going, you think they'd be playing any Sammy Hagar songs? I think not. Even if Sammy was there. You know? That's a tribute to Eddie when you play music, you know, Eddie wrote. Oh, no. Let's pay tribute to Eddie Van Halen by me singing I Can't Drive 55. Give me a break, man. Tribute. Tribute these nuts. Anyway, Sammy Belcher says, I really feel that my wife, Michael Anthony Belcher, and I have a responsibility. Otherwise, I wouldn't play that many Vangina songs. I mean, if they were out playing, I would play my normal 5 or 6 Vangina songs like I've always done, right? Alex, he sold his stuff. He's done. Notice how he says that. Alex sold his stuff. He's done. Without even hearing from Alex or nothing, Sammy Belcher is letting you all know he's done. Then he says, Dave claimed he retired. He's not going to go out and do my songs, that's for sure. Why does he have to bring that up? Oh, yeah, that's right, because Sammy Belcher, that claims on Howard Stern, I don't have a problem with Dave, he don't like me, continues throwing these little jabs at Dave. Well, not little, a lot of them are really brutal jabs at Dave, you know? But he won't be doing that my songs, that's for sure. So yeah, we're the only ones left to do it, man. And we're gonna let the music die? Hell no! Fucking idiot. Idiot. Liar. Stop playing your stupid ass songs if it's a real, you know, Van Halen tribute. Anyway, and to piggyback, you know, I thought about this. Yesterday I put up The Only News That Matters, you know. No, I think Dave is a douchebag. I love David Lee Roth, but, you know, the whole thing that he doesn't want Eddie mentioned at the tribute is a total douchebag move. I get it. I am totally agreeing with anybody that thinks David Lee Roth is a douchebag for doing that. But, you know what I also thought? Fuck that tribute show. Seriously. I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck. Hey, I ain't going nowhere to hear Van Halen music if Edward Van Halen's not there. That's the way I see it, man. And whatever, if you want some stupid-ass tribute show, yeah, go right ahead. But you know what? Then it happened. Alex gets injured. So even if Dave agreed to give Edward props, the tour wouldn't have happened. You know? And also you got to think about, why was Jason Newsted called? You know, where they talked to Michael as well. And Joe Satriani, I'm sorry, man. All you Satriani fans, good for you. I don't want to see Joe Satriani play Van Halen. I don't like Satriani. I'm sorry. I've seen many of those G3 shows, and he's always headlining them, and he's always boring. I don't get Joe Satriani. I really don't, man. But whatever. You know, anybody else that wants to see him do, you know, some Vangina songs and classic Van Halen where Michael sounds like shit, I'm sorry. Yes, I agree. He is part of the greatest harmonies ever in music, in my opinion. Alone, he sucks. He sucks like Sammy Belcher. That's right. And Michael also came out saying, oh, Alex is done playing drums because he sold all this stuff. Man, going to the press and saying stuff about somebody without knowing. I mean, you know, his husband, Sammy Belcher, does it all the damn time. But, you know, even Michael got along with it. Whatever. Hey, look, bottom line, though, this is another thing that a lot of people that were calling Dave a douchebag, and I agree with you all. But you know what's really cool about that is that Alex said, after all that douchebag shit, he still talks to Dave. You know, him and Dave are still friends. Him and Sammy Belcher and his wife, no, they're not friends. They're not friends, and I can see why. And man, I'm sure right now Sammy is fuming. You know? Hopefully he'll come out soon so I can do another Only News That Matters about Sammy Hagar bitching. I don't know what the hell Sammy Hagar can say. I know he's going to definitely, mark my words, avoid what Alex said about the best years were with Dave. Guaranteed Sammy Hagar will not bring that up. Because Sammy Hagar wants to go out there and give everybody the impression he sold more, he had more #1 albums, therefore he sold more. And with Dave, they had to like cut arenas in half back in '80. All this bullshit. I was touring, I was bringing in as many people as Van Halen in 1984. Get the fuck out of here. All that bullshit. He knows it's not true, but he's got to sell it to everybody. And let me tell you something. It works. It totally works because there's a billion Vangina idiots out there that think Vangina sold more. They have no idea that it didn't even sell half as much with Dave, or that the tours that they did with Dave got more money than with Vangina. Now, you'll never hear Sammy spin that because he's got to tell his retarded fans all these lies, and these retarded fans eat it up. I've had so many arguments through the years by these retarded fans. No, they didn't. They didn't sell as much. All their albums went to #1. That don't mean jack shit. And you know what? Why don't you talk about how Vangina never had a #1 song? Ever. They had #1 albums, but never a #1 song. Van Halen did have a #1 song, though, with David Lee Roth. Oh, you'll never hear Sammy or any of his fans bring that up. #1 is so important to them unless you bring up a song. And I always say, I hate bands, not fans. So there's a lot of Vangina fans out there that like me. They don't hate me because I dislike Vangina. They even leave comments going, man, I love Vangina, but I love your videos slamming it, you know? Those people are cool, man. Or people that, they see my stuff, they go, well, I don't agree with that, but hey, that's his opinion. Those people, there's a lot of Vangina fans like that. I mean, I gotta say, Vangina fans are not as bad as Kiss twats. Those are the worst. But the ones that get angry with me with these lies, they make up all these lies that they heard from their god, Sammy Belcher. Those guys are idiots, and they don't matter. And if they don't like me, thank you, because I don't want you to like me. All right? I want you to hate me. What do you all think? Leave it in the comments below. And please, like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And ring that little notification bell. I totally would appreciate that. And stay frosty. Listen to David Lee Roth with Van Halen. The real Van Halen. Sammy Hagar Belcher sucks. And smack 'em a gob.
Farewell and adieu to you fair Spanish ladies.
Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. For we've received orders for to sail back to Boston. And so never more shall we see you again.